Welcome to the October edition of Special Rhode Island Magazine. My name is Henry Moretti, and joining me today is Chris Rea, representing Dunkin' Donuts, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And Dennis Jesus, the CEO of Special Olympics Rhode Island, also welcome to the show.
Thanks, Henry.
Chris, how long has Dunkin' Donuts been a partner of Special Olympics Rhode Island?
Certainly longer than I've been around, right? I mean, I think that we've been a partner with Special Olympics for well over 25 years at this point. And it's just been a really good partnership with you guys every year. We always try to do something different and always have an excuse to come and see all of your great events and hang out with you guys.
You know, not only is Dunkin' Donuts such a great financial partner, they're great advocates for our athletes. You know, having them as a partner and listing them as a partner brings credibility to our organization. So we're proud of this partnership, and we hope it continues another 30 more years.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Our favorite coffee, we hope so.
No doubt.
Good.
Yeah. Dennis, how long does the partnership benefit Special Olympics Rhode Island?
Well, it certainly benefits us from a financial point of view. They have raised in 30 years, they have raised well over $2.5 million to support our athletes. As you know, Henry, no athlete pays to participate in Special Olympics, so it's incumbent upon us to recognize and identify people in our community, companies, foundations, individuals. No one stands taller than Dunkin' Donuts in their support of our athletes. We're proud of this partnership, we relish this partnership, and we hope that it continues well into the future because I think it benefits us financially, and I know it means a lot to the Dunkin' Donuts franchisee owners when our athletes come to the stores in support of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
And Henry, I know that we've had you in a couple of stores.
And Dennis, when you bring a
years.
Special Olympian with you to do stuff for Dunkin' Donuts, they want you to come back and back and back again.
Well, they want you to come back because when you show up, their sales spike about 150% because everybody in Cranston knows Henry Moretti.
Yeah. Has the partnership inspired the Dunkin' family?
Absolutely. I think as Denny was just saying, I mean, we appreciate all the kind words, but it's Dunkin's pleasure. You know, this is something that the franchisees around here look forward to every single year. So every year we do the Special Olympics Donut Week, which is coming up November 3rd through the 9th. And that's our big fundraising event for Special Olympics. But the important thing to remember about Dunkin', you know, you see the big brand and the big logo, but it's a local business and it's owned by local people that live here in Rhode Island and southeastern Mass, and they're people that have served on the board of Special Olympics. They're people that volunteer at your events. They're people that have kids that participate in them, that have neighbors that participate in them, obviously customers that participate in them. So has the partnership inspired Dunkin'? Absolutely. You know, it's given us an excuse to. The last couple of years, we've done some videos where we've been able to meet some of the athletes and go and watch some of their events, and it's just been amazing. And I think everything that the Special Olympics here in Rhode Island and across the border in Massachusetts does is nothing short of extraordinary, and certainly an inspiration for all of us at Dunkin'.
And you mentioned board participation. That's so very, very important because our agenda and our blueprint for the future really gets set in the boardroom.
Right.
And having a business presence like Dunkin' Donuts franchisee owners in our boardroom gives us that sense of business and how to run a business, because after all, we are in the business of making money to support our athletes. So again, not only financial support, but advocacy, serving on our board, volunteering in our communities. It's a tremendous partnership.
And that's the goal, right? The franchisees want to be there to give back whenever they can, and it's a lot more than, you know, coming and doing a check presentation. We want to see what we can do, and we're proud to be a partner of yours.
Tell us about the upcoming donut promotion benefit Special Olympics Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts.
Yeah, so it's starting November 3rd, and it's going to run through November 9th. And for every donut purchase, the Dunkin' franchisees will be donating 25 cents to the Special Olympics. So this is an event that we've done for the last couple of years, and it's always a hit because who doesn't want a donut, right? You go in, you grab your coffee.
And you have a Special Olympic donut too.
Yeah, we have a Special Olympics donut coming up in November, and it's just it's a very easy sell. You know, if you came in and said, if you buy another donut, we're supporting the Special Olympics, it's a no-brainer. Of course, you're going to go get a donut. So we are releasing a new Special Olympics themed donut. It's star-shaped, jelly-filled with a nice white and red drizzle on it. So that'll be pretty good. But like I said, November 3rd through the 9th, last year we were able to raise just over $65,000. So the goal is to to match it or beat it.
So here's the message, Rhode Island. Get out there and buy donuts November 3rd to November 9th, supporting Special Olympics.
Right, so you'll hear at the drive-through, do you want to get a donut? Just say yes. Just say yes, but just buy a donut. We'll give 25 cents to these guys.
How much money did, Dennis, you hope Dunkin' hope to raise in this event?
Well, like Chris said, last year it was $65,000, but they're never satisfied. They're always raising the bar. So I know that the Dunkin' Donuts franchisee owners want to raise probably $75,000 or more. Can't do it without those people coming in through the drive-through and coming in and buying a donut or two or three or four.
Yeah, so spread the word, make an office run, go grab your dozen of donuts for the office. But we really just want to encourage all of our customers to jump into the Dunkin' November 3rd through the 9th, buy a donut, and keep this partnership going.
Let's do it.
Chris, can you give us the details and dates again for the Dunkin' Donut Promotion Week again?
Yes, November 3rd through November 9th. Anytime you buy a donut, any time of day, just come in, add a donut to that order, and it's 25 cents of every donut purchase is going to support the Special Olympics in Rhode Island, and if anybody is watching in Mass as well.
Dennis, tell our viewers again how important the success of this promotion is, special to Rhode Island, southeast Massachusetts.
Well, Henry, we provide close to 1,400 athletic events a year. We're doing young athletes for ages 2 to 8. We're doing healthy athletes. The emphasis now is so much greater than it was 10 years ago. As the emphasis increases over the years and new programs are added over the years, well, it takes money to put those programs into place. So right now we have about a $1.6 million budget per year, and so we need the support of companies, foundations, individuals to reach that $1.6 million goal. And Dunkin' Donuts is right at the top of that list, providing a product that obviously everyone loves a donut. So go out there and buy that donut. And again, it's going to our bottom line, and it's helping us serve 4,000 athletes from every city and town in the state of Rhode Island.
That is great. Well, we thank you, Chris. We thank you, Dennis, for being on the show. Hope you kindness come again. And we'll see you November 3rd at night selling donuts at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes,
Thanks,
and
Henry.
we'll see you on Sockanosset, at the Sockanosset Dunkin' on
That's
that
right.
week.
Got more special magazine for exciting messages.
A sense of purpose, responsibility, self-respect, connections, pride in a job well done. Mike is inspired by his work for many reasons, and thanks to the programs of Special Olympics, he's an inspiration to many people. Special Olympics Rhode Island, inspiration for life. Anticipation, dedication, competition, sheer joy. There are countless reasons why Christina is inspired to swim. In countless ways, she and hundreds of Special Olympics athletes like her benefit from the wide variety of programs we offer every day. Special Olympics Rhode Island, inspiration for life.
Welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Powers. Joining me now is Haley Gattinella, Morgan Grivers, and Sarah Dacey. They are the leadership team for the Unified Champion Schools Student Leadership Committee. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. You said it so nicely.
We try.
How'd you all get involved with Unified Champion Schools? Sarah, I'll start with you.
So just in high school, I went to Pilgrim High School, and a lot of my friends were involved, so I thought to myself, I should probably give it a shot, and so I did.
Nice. How about you?
I graduated from Smithfield High School, and I was involved in working the life skills classrooms all 4 years, and someone said, hey, why don't you join the Youth Activation Committee at Special Olympics? And I kind of just started from there and continued on.
Nice.
I went to Lincoln High School, and we were just starting the unified team. Some students in our school were working with Special Olympics and our special education teacher and directors. And so it was really exciting to see everyone starting the teams, and so I knew I wanted to be continuing part of that. So I started with the youth activation.
Nice. What type of impact did the program have on all of you? I'll start with you this time.
I think it's really important to include everyone. So I know one of the big impacts that I have is no matter if it's on the court or off the court or in the lunchroom or now being out of school, just in the grocery store, to include everyone and just smile at everyone and make sure everyone's having a good day.
Nice.
Just being part of this program helped me really get my school involved, trying to get students, like Morgan said, more included, having the students in the special education classrooms included in outside activities that they probably normally wouldn't go to, and it kind of led me to my career that I'm doing now. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I think the best part is just seeing friendships form. So we all came from 3 different schools all across the state, and we were able to meet, become friends. We have so many friends that are athletes. We have so many friends that are students, adult athletes, and then you see the friendships form between athletes and coaches, coaches and coaches. I mean, it's just a huge family, I think, here.
Absolutely. And we always say, once you come, you're hooked for life.
Absolutely.
Now, how have you continued your involvement with Special Olympics in Rhode Island? I'll start with Haley this time.
So I am currently a special education teacher at Pontiac High School, and I absolutely love it. I'm assistant coach for Pontiac's unified teams as well, and I just recently began back at volunteering at summer games. So I love it.
Great. How about you, Morgan?
So I actually, after high school, I went away to college in Maine, and so I did some work with Special Olympics up there. But now that I moved back home, I reached back out to Special Olympics, and I begged on my knees for them to have me back, and really didn't take much begging, but I was really excited to come back. So ever since I moved back, I haven't really left the Special Olympics office.
Oh, great. Sarah?
So I went to school at URI and knew I kind of wanted to continue working with Special Olympics throughout my 4 years. So I did Best Buddies at URI, but I also continued making the way from Narragansett up to Lincoln or Smithfield pretty often to help with the Athlete Input Council. And then I've also done the area games and the summer games the whole 4 years that I was out, and continued on from there. So.
And the rest is history.
History.
Haley, as the leadership team for the Unified Champion Schools High School Student Leadership Committee, what are your goals and objectives for the group?
So our goal is this year is to try to get inclusion spread throughout all the high schools and hopefully middle schools and elementary schools eventually, to spread inclusion not only on the courts during unified games, but also throughout the students' daily lives within their school buildings, whether it's in a class, in the lunchroom, walking past the hallways. We also are hoping to get the YAC program back up and running and making it as great as it was when we were there.
And YAC is?
Youth Activation Committee. It's where all the high school kids are involved and have a say and kind of have a say in doing activities that the Special Olympics does.
Okay. Sarah, what advice would you give to students about getting involved with Unified Champion Schools leadership opportunities?
I would say just do it. So, I mean, you might be nervous. It's a little nerve-wracking going into Special Olympic headquarters and meeting people from all across the state, but you really just need to take the risk because it 100% pays off. And I don't know anyone that's kind of come and left. I think once we have you, you're pretty hooked. So, I mean, if you, like Morgan, she wasn't in the state necessarily, but she was still with Special Olympics in Maine. So it's really just about taking that leap because it always, always pays off.
Right. Morgan, if someone is interested in getting involved with the student leadership opportunities, who should they contact?
So they should contact Chris Hopkins in the Special Olympics office. He will have all the information.
Okay. Well, thank you all very much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Have a nice day. We'll be right back with more Special Olympics Round Magazine.
A love of nutrition, sharing, teaching, creativity, a genuine concern for the health of others. Many things inspire Megan to be a nutritionist for her fellow Special Olympics athletes. It's just one way she gives back to the organization that inspired her. Special Olympics Rhode Island. Inspiration for life. A sense of purpose, responsibility, self-respect, connections, pride in a job well done. Mike is inspired by his work for many reasons, and thanks to the programs of Special Olympics, he's an inspiration to many people. Special Olympics Rhode Island, inspiration for life. Anticipation, dedication, competition, sheer joy. There are countless reasons why Christina is inspired to swim. In countless ways, she and hundreds of Special Olympics athletes like her benefit from the wide variety of programs we offer every day. Special Olympics Rhode Island, inspiration for life.
Hi, welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine. My name is Megan Miller, and joining me today is Chris Hopkins, Director of Programs at Special Olympics Rhode Island. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Megan. It's good to be back on the show.
Good to see you. So, Chris, can you give us a recap of summer sports season?
Sure. We had a rather busy sports season. And the one thing that happened this year that hasn't happened in the last couple of years is that the weather cooperated this year.
Yes, it did.
It did, and we had an awesome time playing golf. Our athletes had an awesome time playing golf down in Button Hole this year at King's Crossing and also over at Goddard Park. So we had a good summer of golf. We also had softball that took place throughout the summer, and we had a state tournament at both Pawtucket fields in Pawtucket and also in Smithfield. And like I mentioned before, it didn't rain this year, which is a good thing. And so we were able to finish up with league play, have the tournaments, and everything was great.
Good.
We also had sailing, which I know that you're part of the sailing program, and we had good weather for the most part throughout the summer in Newport. And unfortunately, we had the Salem Regatta, and on the first day there was too much wind, and the second day there was not enough wind. But I thought that as far as the athletes are concerned, you guys had a good summer of training. Am I correct in that assumption, Megan?
Yeah, and what I was proud of is the athletes handled not receiving any medals and not being able to compete very well, and I was proud of them for that because we're the host to Connecticut and to Massachusetts, and we wanted to show them a good time also. And their athletes handled it well as far as I was concerned, and that's good sportsmanship, so that's what matters.
Absolutely, and we did have opening ceremonies. We had the dance on Saturday night, which was a
wonderful.
lot of fun. It's just unfortunate that when the weather dictates whether we go out on the boats or not with the wind and that type of thing. When we had to think about safety first. So
of course,
that was pretty awesome. We also had croquet that took place this summer, and it was down at the Ocean House. It was beautiful. The weather was gorgeous. So we had a busy summer, and now we're moving into the fall season.
What were some of your favorite highlights from the summer sports season?
I had the chance to run one of the venues for softball, and that was up at Smithfield, up at Whipple Field, and we were using 2 fields, and just the competition, the games were pretty awesome. I saw a couple of the games. There were 2 different fields, as I mentioned, but the divisions and the ability levels of the team were really close, which created some really good games. And I know after speaking to Casey, all the games were pretty close over in Pawtucket. So that's really important, is to make sure that the athletes are divisioned properly and they have good competition in a good state tournament.
Yeah.
What else would I say would be the golf tournament that we had this year down at Goddard Park was, we had the 9-hole golf tournament, and that was well received. The athletes, I remember going up to the 9th hole, and there were 2 teams that were tied, and one of the athletes from I forgot what his name was now, but he he hit a shot 2 feet from the pin, and his team ended up winning by a stroke.
Wow.
And that was pretty exciting, that, just to sit back as a spectator and just watch that all unfold. And that was at Goddard Park, so it was good.
And it's a beautiful venue too, Goddard
It really
Park
is, and
wonderful.
we can't thank the staff at Goddard Park for helping us provide that venue for us this year.
Chris, can you tell us about the fall sports season and the sports that are offered?
Sure. We have soccer taking place right now, and at the end of that season, we're going to be over at Colt State Park for our state tournament. We also have, at the end of the month, the end of October, we have our Fall Festival, which is going to be on Saturday, October 25th at Bryant University. And we're going to offer tennis, bocce, and flag football. Flag football right now is taking place on Sundays up at Whipple Field, in Burgess Field, and Smithfield. So, and that's an exciting time for our athletes that compete in flag football. They get to play flag football, and then they get to go home in the afternoon and watch the Patriots. So it's pretty exciting. And then we finish up the fall season with traditional bowling, and that's at Town Hall Lanes in Johnston.
Wonderful. And will there be state competitions held for each of these sports?
Yes, and that's part of the Fall Festival at Bryant, where we have. So every sport that we offer, we have training for 8 to 10 weeks, and then following the training, we always finish up with some type of state competition, whether it's a culmination tournament where we have the Fall Festival at Bryant, or a standalone tournament like we have for soccer down at Colt State Park.
Can you also give us an overview of what sports are being offered for middle schools and high schools involved with the Unified Champions schools?
Sure, absolutely. We have volleyball that's taking place throughout the fall season. Volleyball at the high school level. We have 25 teams that are now competing, and throughout the whole summer. So that throughout the entire fall season. So it's pretty good that teams are just getting into league play right now, with the tournament at the end of October at Johnson & Wales University. We also have cross-country running. We have 3 meets for middle school, and that program continues to grow. I think last year we had 5 or 6 schools that participated in the cross-country running program. This year we have 10.
Wow.
So it's continuing to grow on a yearly basis. The one thing I like about the cross-country program at the middle school level is that our athletes, our families enjoy going to watch their sons and daughters run, and it's really their first experience.
That's wonderful. Do you have any training tips or advice for athletes and partners that are competing in the fall sports season?
Sure. I would just suggest that our athletes just get up and move, get out and walk, enjoy the fresh air, rather than after they eat dinner at night, instead of just sitting down and watching TV, go out and take a walk, or Steph Bodette, who's our health person at Special Olympics, she has a nice blog on which talks about going out and being active and doing some apple picking, and just be active. That's really the key. Just be active.
Even if you can't get out, I'm sure you can do some stretching or try to dribble a basketball or something in front of your TV that way.
What do you do, Megan, to keep busy?
I walk my dog a lot. That's a good amount of exercise.
That's exercise right there.
He's busy. I try to get good night's sleep. That's important when competing, and getting a lot of rest and drinking water and those type of things.
Absolutely, stay hydrated.
Stretching and
So it's just getting out and walking, with your family, your friends. We have walking clubs that are taking place right now during the day. So just
wonderful.
Just be active.
And how can someone get involved with Special Olympics Rhode Island or the Unified Champions Schools program?
Well, as far as Special Olympics Rhode Island, all they have to do is call the Special Olympics office at 349-4900 and ask for someone in the sports department, and we'll be able to help them out. My suggestion at the Unified Champion Schools level or that program, the student should just seek out their athletic director, talk to their athletic director, and they can give them some direction as to how they sign up for their team and how they go about participating at the school level.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Megan.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Anticipation, dedication, competition, sheer joy. There are countless reasons why Christina is inspired to swim. In countless ways, she and hundreds of Special Olympics athletes like her benefit from the wide variety of programs we offer every day. Special Olympics Rhode Island. Inspiration for life. A love of nutrition. Sharing, teaching, creativity, a genuine concern for the health of others. Many things inspire Megan to be a nutritionist for her fellow Special Olympics athletes. It's just one way she gives back to the organization that inspired her. Special Olympics Rhode Island. Inspiration for life.
I used to never really talk. Ever. I was scared and shy. It was hard to look at people's faces. I was afraid if I said something wrong, everyone would laugh at me. But then I started to play golf with Special Olympics. I made friends and won lots of gold medals. But I learned more than just playing golf. Special Olympics helped me to find my voice. And now everyone else is speechless.
Welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island magazine. I'm Michael Bullock, and I want to share with you some upcoming events that we hope you can join us at. The traditional soccer state tournament will be held on Sunday, October 6th at Colt State Park. Unified Champion Middle School's cross-country state meet will be held on Thursday, October 17th at North Kingstown High School. The Unified Flag Football and Unified Bocce Fall Festival will be held at Bryant University on Saturday, October 26th. On November 3rd, the Unified High Schools Volleyball State Championships will be held at Johnson and Wales University. The annual Dunkin' Donuts promotion will be held from November 3rd to November 9th. Be sure to stop by a location near you in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts to purchase your favorite donut and support Special Olympics. For more information or to purchase tickets for any of the upcoming events, please contact the Special Olympics Rhode Island office at 401-349-4900 or visit our website at specialolympicsri.org. Thank you for joining us. See you next month for another edition of Special Olympics Rhode Island magazine.